Hey kids, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to the Video Outhouse. This guy behind me's here, so you know what time that means. It's time for
Pissing somebody off.
Pissing Somebody Off. Welcome to Pissing Somebody Off.
It's Sweet Dan Sweet.
And it's time for him to review some of the comics that are up on the racks right now. Now, you can read Dan's reviews at the store's website, www. I know I'm not supposed to say www, but what the hell? www.myalternatereality.com. Check it out. Read his reviews. There's new stuff on there all the time. Like... Oh, that's called a segue, kids. Models Inc.
Oh.
Thank you, Comic Book Man.
That's okay. Did I screw up your focus on that?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
Ooh, boobies.
Yeah, that's about all that book has going for it is the Greg Land booby cover, because there really isn't much for me to say other than the fact that it's a well put together comic. It's a new take on Millie the Model, who's been around for a long time.
Thank God!
We all needed Millie the Model, and I'm sure this is just the only female book that's going to come out before, you know, Disney shoves Hannah Montana down everybody's throat. Yeah, well, not like that, I hope. That's
What a startling new take on the character.
Show. I thought it was a kid's show.
Yeah, hey kids, buy Millie the Model.
Get back to PG, guys.
I didn't like it. It's not geared toward me. It's not geared toward you. It's not geared toward anybody with the male reproductive organs of any kind, because it's about girls.
Those of us who are penis crippled, penilely challenged.
What that is.
Tell us how you really feel. There's some intrigue, there's some mystery going on. One of the models is a superhero, one of them's dating a superhero, one of them's just a good old model. You got your lesbian, you got your young, nerdy, hot, techno chick. It all is stuff you've seen before, presented in a new way, geared directly toward women as opposed to appealing toward men with a lot of TNA and stuff like that. It's definitely heavier on the fashion sides and stuff like that. There's a backup story featuring, I'm gonna get his name right, I am, Tim Gunn from Project Runway, which I'm not exactly a big fan. Oh, it's right there. I could have just read it.
Thoroughly modern Millie rolling the run.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff on the cover. It's supposed to look like a magazine. They even have like a letter from the editor telling you to go on to Marvel.com because some lady writes fashion reviews on Marvel.com, as if that makes any sense. You know, exactly. So it's gonna draw in maybe somebody's little daughter or something, and maybe that'll make a comic fan out of them. That's what I find cool about it, is that they're at least branching out, which is more than you could say for other companies out there. They're making an attempt. They're extending an olive branch. Let's see if anybody bites. I don't think anybody's going to, though.
I've been told that Marvel, during Fashion Week, which just happened recently, as you're watching this, because God only knows when you're watching this, but Fashion Week, which just happened recently, Marvel went down and they shoved copies of this into all the models' hands. Isn't that right, Bo? Yeah, whatever. They shoved copies of this in all the models' hands, which is a good thing, and a book like this is a good thing because Marvel, like Dan said, is trying to branch out to other markets, and that's always a good thing. I am all for diversifying the market as much as possible. Problem is, this book came out. Did any women come in for it?
We haven't seen any models anywhere.
Yeah, believe me, I noticed it around here.
We were looking. I couldn't find any.
But
I don't know.
No women came in for this week Marvel Divas shipped. I actually had a woman come in who'd never been here before, bought the book, which, it's the way they work things in Washington. You know, if they actually get 10 letters on something, they consider that a huge representation of the constituency, because most people won't get off their ass and write a letter. So if one woman shows up to buy it,
that's triple the amount that came in last year. You know what I mean?
That's a big deal, because I got nobody for this. So, girls, come on down and check this out. You might like it. All the other models in New York got a copy. They loved it.
For Marvel Divas, there's still copies of that too.
Check your math. How does one girl triple the amount?
No, that's you got it.
Well, when you're starting from zero, yeah.
You're making my head hurt.
So anyway, moving on. Pick this up. Also, you're reviewing, and by the way, this is a theme show.
Well,
this is a theme show.
We were going to get to that.
This is a theme show. What's the theme?
Sex as a weapon.
Sex! Here we go. The original Sex as a Weapon chick herself, Vampirella. She's back for the umpteenth millionth time from Harris or Anarchy or whatever the hell they're calling themselves.
Only to ultimately disappear again into oblivion because the book is really not interesting. No, dude. I mean, Vampirella is what, an alien vampire crime fighter?
I mean,
pick a genre and stick with it, dude.
Well, she's been that from the beginning.
No, I
She's been that
understand.
from the beginning.
I understand, and I'm sure every different take on her is heavier on one aspect more than the others.
She's worn this outfit from the beginning too.
Yeah, and what I found out in this issue that I didn't know is that it's actually made from blood, or at least they do pass it off like that in this book. I don't know if that's contrary to canon or what, but this book sucks.
That makes the character so much more interesting.
Yeah, her blood, she's like naked, and then blood, it's like T-1000 blood all over her. It's like,
So
I don't know.
it can change. It can look like different.
Kind of
things?
like Spawn, but way more boob emphasis.
Yes.
You know,
I can't see why girls wouldn't want to pick this book up.
and see, this is where the sex as a weapon thing comes in, because it's
Yes.
not geared toward women at all. That, see, you wouldn't have expected that, right? With
Geared
this cover?
geared towards guys like us.
And it didn't lure me in. The story is actually kind of interesting. It deals with a young lady who's having visions of Vampirella, and she saw an internet video where Vampirella is killed. Everybody isn't sure whether it's real or not, and then these symbols start popping up. And someone reveals to her that she may have more in common with Vampirella than she knows. And there's a little twist at the end, and it's called The Second Coming for a reason. So I'm not going to get into spoiling it for anybody if this is your thing.
Is it coming with an O or coming with a U?
I'm not telling you that either. You gotta read it.
Wait a minute.
You gotta read it.
Oh Christ. Okay,
Right
never
my
mind.
eye.
So, I don't know. If Vampirella's your thing, if you're an old school dude who likes that stuff, you may or may not like it. I don't know if it's gonna appeal, because it is changing the character a bit. It is a new take on somebody else. So, I don't know. I didn't like it though.
I respect Vampirella for the fact she's been around since like 1969, 1970, whatever it is. She's been around forever, but the character's never done anything for me.
Except for that movie, with,
which really sucked.
somebody. She was hot, dude.
Yeah, it was better left forget about. Anyway, that's it. We're done. We're out of here. Check out the store's website, www.myalternatereality.com, where you can always find sex as a weapon on the store's website. Until next time, this is Comic Book Man
Sweet Dan.
saying,
Go Bears!
yes.
He's right.
Bye!
Yeah.
He's right, you know.